I'm going to show you an original video from J Kleck, just the beginning that I just seen for the first time. 1 minute. Crushed the head of the serpent. It was originally uploaded on March 31st, 2018. So I wasn't even up. I was almost up for a year. In one full day later, the 2nd, April 2nd, I was up for 1 whole year when this was published.
Okay, make sure you watch this. Okay, guys, Genesis 3. Watch this.
So the first minute.
In the Passion, the serpent, the devil tried to stop Jesus from going to the cross. But by Jesus going to the cross, he crushed the head of the serpent and destroyed the power of the devil over us and the power of sin. Great scene. Great scene. Let me show you what happened in my house today. Okay. So right there is a scene where Jesus crushes the head of the serpent. Okay. So right there is a scene where So right there
Right there, you'll notice and in between has these lines, like in between having these lines. And not only that, but when you slowly zoom out, you're going to see a boot. And at the heel of the boot, you're going to see the head vampire right here, falling out of the sky with his Vlad eyewear on upside down and his fang. So coming down, falling down from heaven, as I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven, coming down, and then the back part is the boot. What these boots are made for walking. And this is the imprint of the boot. You can see it's like a Timberland boot. It's walking on water. So that's what Jesus did. Jesus walked on water. These are boots. It's like a blue sole. Here's the top part of it. The laces. Then it goes up and over. Now, what this really is here's the head vampire with the eye, and then here's where the fang is. So you just follow it all the way around. The head vampire is inside of the boot that Jesus walked on water with, and it's the head of the serpent being crushed by the heel of the boot of Jesus. Right in that diagram right there pretty much sums it up.
Is a scene where Jesus crushes the head of the serpent. That's from Genesis 3. Let me show you what, by the way, the container was picked up yesterday, lifted into the sky, and it's on its way to the corner of Rainbow and a street that's called Casimir in a place called Grand Junction. Grand Junction means the great meeting. The corner of Rainbow was a covenant that God would not flood the earth again. And Casimir means proclamation of peace. In Isaiah 54, Jesus said through his prophet Isaiah that I will make an everlasting covenant of peace with you. And that just happens to be the place the container's going, just by some 1 in 100 trillion circumstance. Let me show you what happened this morning inside of this house, and I'll show you the spiritual significance of it again.
In case you're just joining us, I'm not making this up. 3:30 today at 7th and Main.
We announced.
In case you're just joining us, I'm not making this up. 3:30 today at 7th and Main.
You gotta make this fun watch.
Maybe you want to check it out, but use caution if you do go down there.
So this is what happened in that building.
Not one of those delightful neighborhoods.
The head serpent building.
I'm going to go over. I don't care. I can be sucked into this. I'll be in the video.
Come on. Those delightful neighborhoods.
I'm going to be there at 3:30. I'm going to go over. I don't care. I can be sucked into this. I'll be in the video.
Come on.
You're talking about a major thoroughfare at 3:30 in the afternoon.
To the beginning, right before I went into the art museum, on 3/22/2023. I'm saying happy skull and prophecy to these dry bones, and say, hear the word of the Lord, you will come to life. There's a main crown right there. Tomorrow I'm going to the art museum. It's my wife's birthday. My sister's was that day. So I figure I go to work early, come back, drive back home. Steve and James over there talking about me being a chip baby, being a Polk General Hospital serpent. He's like, sure is different now, but this was... Alright, he's left both General Hospital, left-handed adder, his left hand over there looks like a snake. He's talking about my left hand looking like a serpent in my baby picture. It's kind of like yellow. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Yeah, Adder. Adder's playmate right there. Left-handed Adder's playmate. So I'm walking, doing an X recorder with Jacob Israel the day before. The day before I go in. On 3/23/2023 at 3:30 p.m.
Here, hold it.
Tell my wife to hold the check. Jacob is saying, do not enter or you will go to prison. Do not. If you talk about Christ, you will go to prison. So I'm walking to the art museum as Jacob is X-apping. He's live in his video, and I'm on my X-app recording his live video. Walking to the art museum, saying how I'm going to go in it the next day for the first time in my life. And I'm just going to record some music videos. I didn't know exactly how it was going to work out the way it did. So standing, X-app, sitting at home. When I'm at home, I'm sitting. When I'm X-apping it, I'm standing. And he explained everything. How their hearts had been hardened again and again and again. They didn't listen, their heart, and he still picked up stones. Put him to death, talking about Stephen. So, today it was closed. Tomorrow, I was heading there on, I believe it was Thursday, 3:30. So which of the prophets have your fathers not stoned? And I'm tapping in live with Jacob Israel on Dry Bones Day with a time traveler. So before I experienced time travel the next day in an art museum, to the degree I did, I'm saying, I'm going to go tomorrow, here, for the first time in my life. I don't remember any other time. This is my wife's birthday tomorrow. I don't know if I was here when I was a kid or not, but I sure can't wait to go with a new set of eyes. On the right is when I went in with the new set of eyes. And Jacob responded live. That was my attempt, was to get him to reference something live. To either prove to me that he's a time traveler, or, and he knows what I'm going to do.
Finally know which egg is loved most, Reese's or Cadbury.
He knows what I'm going to do beforehand, or he's able to tap in. He's able to just tap in and do it. So when I was looking to see if he was going to reference anything live, well, here he is referencing something live in Waco, Make America Great Again rally. And then I seen it. I'm like, oh, Jacob, you're talking about the same thing that I'm just showing right there. So he's either some kind of a time traveler, or somehow he just is able to tap in beforehand and he knows what I'm going to do like that. So I'm saying now you got me thinking about that one, Derek Bros. You got me thinking about that one. How this thing works, whatever it is. But I'm a lunatic that thinks I can tap into what people do in a live, on a live, pushing live, recording it live. That I'm that person that thinks I can tap into a top channel like Jacob Israel. And he can show me something that I'm showing you at the same exact time, showing you on the exact same screen as he's live, as I just pushed the record button to record him live. So there you go, Planet X. That's how this thing works, whatever it is. So with them, I get frustrated at times because when do I get to live like you guys? You know, when do I get to live like you guys and give the system the boot? Like that boot. It's a heel. Rolling Stones record Philly Art Museum. Stomp the head of the vampire with his heel. Here comes Neo walking into that building. It's similar to an art museum. Just blasting it apart because it's time to do that, in fact. And that just so happens to be the boot with the head of the serpent being crushed by that same boot that Jesus walked on water with. When you look at it like that, the way they have it outlined, you can clearly see it's a boot. And you can clearly see that the boot is walking on water. And considering that the head vampire is falling upside down like Johnny Vampire, Lad Eyewear, come out of darkness into the light, falling as the head, and right here in Philadelphia, that's giving the serpent the boot. I'm asking when am I going to be able to? When's that going to happen? When am I going to be able to give the system the boot? You know, when do I get to live like you guys and give the system the boot? Because I was wondering about that stuff, Derek. I was wondering about that. And it always keeps coming back to you and Jacob Israel for some reason. So I'm going to go in there tomorrow for the first time in my life with a new set of eyes. I was trying to see if Jake can prove to me that he's a time traveler. So what I'm saying is now you got me thinking about that, Derek. About that art museum time travel stuff. And then don't you know?
It's over. I won't be unhappy.
8 days later, after the art museum footage, because this was on 4/2. This was April 2nd, 2023. My 6th year up on YouTube.
Time is up.
And that was 9 days, 30 April, 7, 8. 9 days, 9 days later, Derek Burrows is confirming the art museum footage just by having the flickering lights in the art museum as I'm showing you the art museum. As the video started with a similar art museum. So when Can I live like you guys and give the system the boot? Here's the boot. I'm giving it to you. There's the head of the serpent. It's being crushed by the heel of the foot that is inside of that boot that was made for walking on water, and that's just what it did. And Jonathan Kleck, 6 years ago, originally 3/31/2018.
Unbelievable. Let me show you what happened this morning inside of this house, and then I'll show you the spiritual significance of it again. Unbelievable.
So what happened in that house is this, that on 3/23/2023.
Swap. I choose both. Celebrate Easter with Reese's and Cadbury.
Just to slow it down a bit. Right around 10 minutes in. This is my footage, 10 minutes in. This is YouTube's video. She has the same identical dragon skin. As a locust from the pit, skull and bones. Old to the new, and albino, singing with his arm up, same direction, exact moment, exact song, recording my imagery as I'm recording the exact video and song. And I didn't see this until I got home. Rewatched it. Kneecap, same as the helmet, that little girl. As he throws the sword up on the table with the rope. After he's done doing that, my wife opens up the book, turns it to a building, tall skyscraper building on Bono's video. My video, my wife opening up the book. The building appears in the book. Outline it. Whether I touch that split second faster or later, it's either God said, "Let there be light," and then light appeared, or God created man in his own image, and then the dude appeared. There's the light, and then the sun rays shining in on each video.
Darkness was over the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. And God said,
Let there be light.
And God said,
Let there be light.
And then Derek confirmed it. 8 days later, I recorded it a day after, so I had time to put it together. Here's the pencil sharpener coming up.
Time is up. Five years ago.
Looks like it. Almost looks like it again. The boot. If it continued on. The sole. Maybe it's just my imagination. Maybe I'm just looking for a boot. With blue water in it as well. There they are waving their white flags. Because after the barcode, right there, the Devil's Atlas, the barcode, you see they're waving the white flags. And that's what the CA, that book, is doing as the flag. Let's skip past it real quick. As I'm walking by a book with two faces, Bino's head is facing in one direction, and then in the other, the same split second that I walk away from the book. All I did was outline the two faces, one there, and then the one there.
There's Mr. Badcat right there. It's Saturday morning. I just walked into the living room and there's a snake on the floor and it's still alive. Oh shit. It's still alive. And it's in the house. It's severely injured. How prophetic is this? that there's a snake that's inside this house. It's got the Lord's name on it. Yesterday was Passover, and that snake is still alive, and I've got to kill it. So I'm going to have to kill this snake. And I just crushed his head, and he's in the house. Over, and that snake is still alive, and I've got to kill it. So it's in the house. It's severely injured. How prophetic is this? That there's a snake that's inside this house. It's got the Lord's name on it. Yesterday was Passover, and that snake is still alive, and I've got to kill it. So I'm going to have to kill this snake. And I just crushed his head.
The ears, like dragons have those whatever. There's an eye. There's an eye. There's a nose. Here's
So it's
the
also
open mouth.
16th
Why
chapel.
is the whole wall a dragon with its mouth open? There's like the fin, the ears, like dragons have those whatever horns, ears. See it? See the dragon? In this eye, there's a group of angels taking off with a crown. They're leaving this eye, and they're going over to this eye, where there's another group of angels that are crushing this one guy that's on his back. The one guy that's on his back. But the guy that's on his back right there, the Lord told me, enlarge it. And it's a lion. They're crushing a lion. And I heard that's the Lion of the tribe of Judah. It's my presence. They're crushing it. They're erecting a beam on top in the other eye. Why considerest thou the mote in thy brother's eye when there's a beam in your own? Who could tie that to the Bible? What it means is, why are you concerned about anyone and what they're doing wrong when you're becoming the monster inside of you and you don't even know it? That's what it's
Steve.
really all about. I'll say it again. Why are you looking at someone else and their problem when you are becoming a freaking monster and you don't even know it? There it is, right there in front of your face. Who could see that? I can see it. I just showed it to you. Showed it to you. This should be on the front page of every paper in the world. The reason it's not is, you know it. There it is, right there in front of your face. Who could see?
Look at that fang. Just digging in. Man, just digging in. That thing. Because the children are up in here shooting into the mouth of the serpent. That's why that's why it's St. Peter's, Pecker's, Altar's parking lot. The children are being eaten right here, this area here. They used to have a sheet cut out. Yet this is Johnny because I drew him. Serpent eating Johnny.
See that?
Perfect. Landon.
I can see it.
Right?
I just showed it to you. This should be on the front page of every paper in the world. The reason it's not is I just showed it to you. This should be on the front page of every paper in the world. The
Should be on the world news. Front page.
I just showed it to you. This should be on the front page of every paper in the world. The reason it's not is
on the nightly news.
And this was before I went in the second time around. As my fate told me.
To my ticket. This. I'm gonna type in other U2 2-3 bypass. When I went into Art Museum, I already went in here before. I used when I went into Art Museum. I'm gonna go back in. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna play another U2 random shuffle, recording what was in there, in that building, my imagery, the videos that lined up with my imagery that happened with U2. I'm gonna type in U2. All I know is that Chief John Marshall here, this video, my faith,
be on the front page of every paper in the world. The reason it's not is
front page, and should be on the nightly news. My faith tells me I'm gonna go in here again.
February 17th, 2024.
You're gonna see imagery from U2's videos. I don't even know which ones are gonna play. I don't know when the I don't know what song's gonna play. I don't know when the commercials are gonna play. All I know is that Chief John
this should
Marshall
be on the
here,
front page of
because the head vampire is a serpent. And what I'm doing is I'm giving you the boot. So here, Johnny, here's the boot that shows the head of the serpent being crushed by the heel. The same heel that was walking on water. The poster, the picture, that picture is right there. Right by Beersheba. Because here's the mouth of this serpent, the split tongue. So right in the middle of the split tongue of this serpent on this end. Right there, where the mouth is where the telephone booth is. There's no other telephone booth in Philly I've ever seen. And then the picture of the boot is right there. The square is. It shows it with the water, walking on water. And then, considering this is Johnny Vampire, with the fangs on, the fang, and the shades turn upside down. It's the boot. The heel of the foot. If you start here, the foot, here's like the big toe going around, and then go down here to the water line. Here's the water walking on it. And right at the heel is the very head of Johnny Vampire with the fang upside down, Philadelphia. He said he's the angel of the Church of Philadelphia. So here's the boot. There's probably some kind of little design here going up. And then here's like your shoestring tying it. Here's the toe. And here's the head. So with that being the heel and this being the water, and Jesus walking on the water, crushing the head of the serpent with his heel, healing the head of the serpent so it can live. One of them has to decrease so the other one can increase. And right at the neck is usually where the chain is. So right at the neck, it's like a, you know, like the dogs have like a collar that's up, you know, like a prisoner right there. It's like an emblem. It's like a necklace right at the neckline. And then right down here is the ornament hanging down. And the ornament is it's a dick in the box. Dick in the box, Jack in the box. And this is what Jacob Israel is always reaching over. The AI is reaching over, drinking from the cup. Here's the cup, reaching over the avenue. Scrolling down on some kind of scooter thing. This eye here, and looks like he's barely opened up his eye, so it's kind of like looking like he's drunk, drinking from the two testes here that are tucked up as ovaries with St. Peter's Pecker's Altars Park in front of the Philadelphia Art Museum. And the children being eaten, and then that fang is right here. And I don't know, was it some kind of cooking device, like a stove, a five burner oven? And once that's done eating it, it poops it out down here. And right there, it looks like it just poops it out into the swamp. And that's the serpent rising up from the sea with the wounded head. And I drew Jonathan Kleck as that face right there. And Jonathan Kleck is also showing you the 16th chapel. With this artwork, with one eye, another eye, the nose, and the mouth wide open. Has its kind of like headphones on. Also has hair like a woman. The mouth wide open. Going down here like that is where it receives what happens in this system right here. Receives it. Not only does that receive it, but this is also the mark of the beast. When you just move forward, you enter in. It's free to enter in. So together again. They're changing it. Let's see, can I get a different view? There you go. It's free to enter the ovaries. And all you gotta do is just enter in. And once you get in, so yeah, that's my conclusion. The head of the serpent is crushed. It's the serpent rising up from the sea, and the head of that serpent is Jonathan Kleck's face. I drew that face of Jonathan Kleck here before I even went to the art museum, like 2 years beforehand. And Kleck saying at the end,
Those were revelations from the Lord God. What are the odds of all of this?
And he's in the house. Now there's a dead snake. I wonder what the odds are of all this.
What are the odds of all of this?
Yesterday was Passover.
I love the timing when I don't even know what is even next, and it's just the way it works.
There's a snake in here. There's a snake in here. I literally just had to crush its head. because it was still alive, tried to bite me. The spiritual significance of this is just mind-boggling.
So wounded, it couldn't move, couldn't go anywhere. And it was so wounded, it couldn't move, couldn't go anywhere. And so no matter what, it had to be killed. If I would have seen a live snake in the house, I probably would have, tried to catch it and set it free. But because it was completely mortally wounded, the humane thing to do is just to kill it quickly. And the obvious thing to do is just crush its head. I mean, yesterday, the container left here to go just to kill it quickly. And the obvious thing to do is just crush its head. I mean, it was completely mortally wounded. The humane thing to do is just to kill it quickly. And the obvious thing to do is just crush its head. I mean, yesterday, the container left here to go to the corner of Rainbow.
Literally just had to crush its head. Yesterday was Passover. There's a snake in here. There's a snake in here. I literally
put their trust. They trusted and you delivered them. They trusted and you delivered them.
So the next day, I delivered what I said I was going to do. So far, I haven't gotten hit. I haven't.
This was just a test run.
The next
322
I just wanted
2024
Bono
with Jacob.
Song, 21 songs altogether. Check. From the first, second, and third time that I was like. And the images that I'm recording are lining up with what Bono's doing 30 years prior with his arms out like that. See him.
I just had to crush its head because it was still alive, tried to bite me.
I'm just establishing a record right now. Like a record.
Unbelievable.
That apparently
There it is.
I had something to do with back in
this
the
morning
days.
when I woke up, you could tell I was
cell
kind of
phones
groggy
even
and really
existed.
tired.
Somehow
I
I
stayed up late.
recorded
I stayed up and
music videos when I was like 11,
I
10,
got up
11,
and I walked
8,
in. The first thing I saw was a snake on the floor.
9, 10, 11, 12
And it
years
was
old.
so wounded, it couldn't move, couldn't go anywhere. And so no matter what, it had to be killed. If I would have seen a live snake in the house, I probably would have.
This happened on February 17th,
tried to catch it and set it free.
The second
because
month,
it was
17th day of the
mortally
month.
wounded, the humane thing to do is just to kill it quickly. And the obvious thing to do is just crush its head. I mean, yesterday, the container left here to go to the corner of Rainbow.
It must be computer generated or something.
A street called Casimir that means Proclamation of Peace in a place called Grand Junction, which means Great Meeting.
How do you not know
There's
I'm
a
just doing some
hoopah
kind of computer
in the front
animation
yard and a
program
giant
to
shin
everybody?
symbol
And I really
that
don't
had
know an
nothing
art
to do
museum.
with me. Nothing.
I'm just
No
showing stuff
communication,
that's similar to
no
it. Like, look,
coordination.